Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, as the impeachment process in Washington churns forward, President Trump is calling for help from an unexpected source. Updates are coming from the White House next.
The brand new Rockbridge Area Health Center is reopening next Thursday. Coleman Martinson digs into the new tools and programs that will keep Rockbridge healthy.
And later, wildcard games are over, and the MLB is diving into Division Series playoffs. Details from Victoria Johnson are on the way.
A perfect partnership. A local arts council is teaming up with the YMCA to bring the joy of art to elementary school students.
I've never done tie-dye before.
Liza Moore has the scoop on this colorful story. All that and more coming up on the Rockbridge Report. Thank you for joining us.
Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University with news from Rockbridge County, this is the Rockbridge Report.
Welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Gigi Lancaster.
And I'm James Laverty. President Trump is not meant to begin on Capitol Hill Thursday. CNN's Suzanne Malveaux has the latest.
House Democrats eager to begin depositions as President Trump appears increasingly furious over their impeachment inquiry. In just hours, Kurt Volker, former U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine, will be deposed by 3 House committees about the whistleblower complaint, which alleges President Trump repeatedly pressured Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son.
I hope that he will be truthful, and I hope that he will give those questioners and investigators the tools that they need to get to the bottom of this very pressing matter.
Intelligence Community Inspector General Michael Atkinson will appear at a closed-door briefing tomorrow, which is also the deadline House Democrats have given the White House to submit documents related to the Ukraine phone call or face subpoenas.
We're not fooling around here, though. We don't want this to drag on months and months and months, which appears to be the administration's strategy.
It comes after the State Department Inspector General gave lawmakers dozens of pages of documents that make many of the same unproven claims about the Bidens that Trump allies have been making. Congressman Jamie Raskin was the lone lawmaker to attend the briefing.
It's essentially a packet of propaganda and disinformation spreading conspiracy theories. Those conspiracy theories have been widely debunked and discredited.
The documents attempt to smear Joe Biden and former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch. President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, told CNN some of the documents originated with him, and he then gave them to the White House. A source telling CNN the White House then passed them to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
Why was Secretary of State Pompeo in possession of this packet of disinformation? It raises more questions than it answers.
The president continuing to show his rage.
You look at the whistleblower statement, and it's vicious. Vicious. To impeach a president over a fraud that was committed by other people that want to win an election in 2020, which they won't, is incredible.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying she thinks it's part of President Trump's strategy to divert attention.
I think the president knows the argument that can be made against him, and he's scared.
Volker testified on Capitol Hill this morning behind closed doors. On live TV today, Trump asked both China and Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter, confirming what's in that whistleblower complaint. Take a listen.
China should start an investigation into the Bidens, because what happened in China is just about as bad as what happened with Ukraine. So I would say that President Zelensky, if it were me, I would recommend that they start an investigation into the Bidens, because nobody has any doubt that they weren't crooked. That was a crooked deal, 100%.
There is no evidence of wrongdoing by either Joe or Hunter Biden.
While Biden traded barbs with President Trump, Senator Bernie Sanders has suspended his presidential campaign after a sudden health scare has him recovering from a last-minute heart procedure. Reed Binion of CNN has the latest.
Senator Sanders is a fighter. He's a trooper. And, it's not going to surprise me at all when he's back on the campaign trail.
Well wishes pouring in for Senator Bernie Sanders, his fellow Democratic presidential hopefuls taking to Twitter to express their love and support after Sanders experienced chest discomfort during a campaign event in Las Vegas Tuesday.
Give me a chair up here for a moment. Let me sit down here. It's been a long day here.
Sanders' campaign put out a statement saying, quote, he was found to have blockage in one artery and 2 stents were successfully inserted. Senator Sanders is conversing and in good spirits. He will be resting up over the next few days. We are canceling his events and appearances until further notice.
We're thinking of him and wishing him a very speedy recovery.
Even from his hospital bed, Sanders took to Twitter to continue his campaign and thank everyone for their support, saying, quote, I'm feeling good. I'm fortunate to have good health care and great doctors and nurses helping me recover. None of us know when a medical emergency might affect us, and no one should fear going bankrupt if it occurs. Medicare for all.
I don't care what your background is, who you support. All Americans should be wishing him well right now.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
So far, Senator Bernie Sanders leads the Democratic candidates in fundraising, generating more than $25 million last quarter alone. His campaign team released a statement earlier today that he plans to participate in the next Democratic debate.
In Rockbridge County, Child Protective Services has fallen deeper into disarray, already in the midst of a $17 million wrongful death lawsuit. The office has been reduced to 1 case manager, putting the CPS office in the cases of 78 Rockbridge children in limbo. Wade Kress, a defendant in the wrongful death case, is still a caseworker at Rockbridge CPS, handling 6 times more cases than recommended. Now community advocates are calling for social services to offer higher salaries and incentives to fill vacancies with qualified workers. Reporter Elizabeth Bell provides the details in her story on rockbridgereport.wlu.edu.
The Rockbridge Area Health Center is a week away from the grand opening of its year-long expansion. The new building will help increase access to health care for many across the area. Rockbridge reporter Coleman Martinson takes us on a tour.
Next Thursday, the Rockbridge Area Health Center is hosting a grand opening of its $6.6 million expansion. Through private and public grants and fundraising, the local nonprofit is adding on to its previous building across from Walmart on Route 11. The center says the additional 13,000 square feet of space will better serve the people of Rockbridge County.
I think it helps guarantee access to quality health care, and health care being medical care, dental care, behavioral health services, prenatal care.
The health center opened its doors under a different name in the early 90s as a free clinic in Lexington. The center served 2,600 patients in 2014. By the end of 2018, that number had more than doubled to 5,900. The health center offers healthcare services with a sliding fee discount to help low-income individuals. In 2018, 68% of its patients were from low-income households.
We don't turn anyone away. Anybody can come here. We see people from birth to, old age.
One of the highlights of the new expansion is the dental office now located upstairs. The office has state-of-the-art dental technology and offers scenic views of House Mountain right from the dental chair. The health center also provides in-school dental care. The team goes to schools and provides the care in pop-up clinics. For some in Rockbridge County, this helps a lot. 1 in 2 people in the county have not seen a dentist in over 2 years, according to the health center's website. Rockbridge County is one of many areas in the country designated as a health professional shortage area by the U.S. Health Resources and Services Administration. Sheridan says that she hopes the new state-of-the-art facility will help attract new healthcare professionals to the area.
I think it's really just being able to provide a nice, professional building that people feel comfortable coming to.
The Rockbridge Area Health Center will have a grand opening celebration next Thursday, October 10th. Reporting in Rockbridge County, I'm Coleman Martinson for the Rockbridge Report.
To learn more about the Rockbridge Area Health Center's services and sliding discount program, call the number on your screen or visit rockahc.org to find out if their programs are right for you and your family. A few miles east of the health center, Buena Vista is continuing its trend of hiring young people for government positions. Last year, 20-year-old Katie Patterson took over as the new director of Parks and Recreation. Now, as Colin Whitmore reports, 22-year-old Christina Ramsey will serve as the city's new economic development and marketing coordinator.
Christina Ramsey started working as Buena Vista's Economic Development and Marketing Coordinator in mid-September. She will graduate from Mary Baldwin with a BA from the online program in 2020.
A good portion of the community is in our age range, so having people our age is really going to focus on getting it right for the future and looking at it from a different perspective than what everyone has in the past.
Buena Vista's median age is 36, and roughly 18% of the population is under 18. Ramsey says she thinks that being a Buena Vista native will help her hit the ground running and connect better with the youth population.
I think being young is a really big advantage, but also having grown up in this community makes it even easier.
Tom Roberts, Buena Vista's Director of Planning and Community Development, will be working closely with Ramsey. He says one of her long-term jobs will be revamping the city's website.
And one of the things that we want to do is start a regular pattern of posting city news and updates on the website and then also on social media.
Ramsey says she agrees that Buena Vista's website could use some work.
Our online presence is pretty small right now. Really, I think that's going to be a big focus for us.
Besides building a better web presence, Ramsey says she hopes to establish a better connection between the community and its government.
There is a kind of a line right now between the government and the community level, and I think in economic development, our main focus is to develop the quality of life for the community. So being able to keep the line of communication open between what's going on here in City Hall and what's going on in the rest of the community is crucial.
Buena Vista's primary economic development plan is called Connect BV. The project stems from a $40,000 grant funded by the Community Development Block Grant Program under the Virginia Department of Housing and Community Development. Ramsey, Roberts, and others in city government hope the plan will help revitalize the downtown area and bring sustainable businesses. For the Rockbridge Report in Buena Vista, I'm Colin Whitmore.
Buena Vista will host a downtown property tour for citizens and interested buyers on October 11th.
Next on the Rockbridge Report, chickens may be coming to a Lexington neighborhood near you. After a critical city council vote set to take place this evening, Emma Coleman is live in Lexington with the latest.
It was another scorcher here in Lexington, but the weekend will bring in some fall temperatures. Tune in to the weather to find out more.
Over 2 years after the deadliest mass shooting in modern history, MGM Studios has reached a settlement with the victims of the Las Vegas massacre. We'll share the details on that agreement.
And later, the Rockbridge YMCA is adding a splash to the color of the lives of local elementary schoolers. Liza Moore has details on how a local art council is making a difference in the lives of local children. All that and more next on the Rockbridge Report. Lexington residents may soon hear the sound of chickens clucking nearby if a proposed ordinance passes the City Council tonight. It could be the culmination of years of debate on the issue of farm animals inside city limits. The Rockbridge Report's Emma Coleman joins us now live from Waddell Elementary School, the site of tonight's meeting.
The meeting starts at 8 o'clock tonight. That's just under 3 hours from now, and council has no idea what to expect. Could be a full house, could just be a regular vote. The ordinance, when it passes, will allow Lexington residents to have up to 6 chickens on their property. Residents will have to apply for a permit in order to have them. No roosters are allowed, and all chickens must be kept in a pen or coop at all times. Sorry, one second. The Planning Commission has been drafting this ordinance for about 8 months now, but this issue is not new to Lexington at all. The last time City Council tried to pass a similar ordinance was in 2012. Back then the vote was close, but the motion died 4-2. The city's Planning and Development Director, Arnie Glazer, said he thinks the vote is going to be close again this time around. I'll be here tonight to follow what happens. You can read my updated report tomorrow on our website. For now, I'm Emma Coleman reporting live for the Rockbridge Report. Gigi, back to you.
Thanks, Emma. I hope those chickens have been able to bear the heat. Lily, any cooler temperatures for us?
Yes, we actually are going to be seeing some cooler temperatures as we go into this weekend and then starting next week. So let's take a look at some of those numbers. First, we are going to begin with our live shot at Waddell Elementary School, and we are experiencing very hot temperatures right now for the fall. You can see that we've had a very hot, dry day here in Lexington, Virginia. Right now it is about 95 degrees in Lexington, and we're looking at a low of 66 degrees as we move into the night. The barometric pressure is 29.94 inches of mercury, and that wind speed is only 7 miles per hour, which really isn't helping with that heat. The humidity is 35%, and so it's really been dry here and very hot as we're creeping into those mid-90s. If we look at the radar, we really aren't experiencing any precipitation either. Down in the south here, they have a little bit of precipitation, but it really isn't creeping up into the Lexington BV area. All of the regions right now, all of the towns in the region are experiencing high temperatures from the mid-90s to the high 90s. We have a BV with 95, and we've got Charlottesville with a temperature of 96 degrees. Lynchburg will be our highest at 98 degrees, but for the most part, we are seeing these high temperatures. Covington, 94 degrees, and Roanoke, 95 degrees as well. Lexington, rounding out in that middle area, 95 degrees. However, we are starting to see a change into fall here in Lexington, Virginia. Friday, we're looking at another sunny day, but a high of 82 degrees and a low of 48 degrees, which is a welcome change from those mid-90 temperatures we've been having. Saturday, we're looking at some cloud cover with a high of 69 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. Then, as we get into Sunday, we're having some scattered showers in the area, which is going to be great for those dry climate we've been having. It's going to be a low of 70 degrees and a high of 70 degrees and a low of 62 degrees for Sunday. Monday, we're going to be having a high of 72 degrees and a low of 51 degrees. And Tuesday, we're going to be having some AM showers and a high of 69 degrees with a low of 48 degrees. So as we go into the weekend, start looking for those cooler fall temperatures. That's all I have for the weather. Back to you guys.
Well, Lily, we are definitely looking forward to some of those cooler temperatures.
After the break, a recent settlement between MGM Studios and victims of the Las Vegas shooting is already being called a great example of corporate citizenship. The latest on how MGM and Mandalay Bay are doing right by the victims of this tragedy.
And coming up next, some MLB action as sports reporter Tori Johnson gives us a look ahead on the upcoming playoff race and your local sports.
And later, the Buena Vista Arts Council is bringing art to local children at the Rockbridge YMCA. Liza Moore goes in depth with Child Care Director Annie Lapierre on their blooming community partnership.
Attorneys for thousands of victims of the deadliest mass shooting in modern American history said today that they reached a settlement expected to pay between $735 and $800 million to those affected by the Las Vegas shooting 2 years ago. The announcement comes just days after the second anniversary of the massacre at Mandalay Bay Resort. Robert Eglett, a lead plaintiff's counsel, said in the statement, "While nothing will be able to bring back the lives lost or undo horrors so many suffered on that day, this settlement will provide fair compensation for thousands of victims and their families." He said the deal represents good corporate citizenship by MGM Resorts.
Federal watchdogs have demanded marketing information from Juul and 5 other vaping companies amid a nationwide crackdown on e-cigarettes. Juul's advertising practices are also at the center of several state and federal investigations into whether Juul's early viral marketing efforts helped spark the surge in teen vaping. Last week, Juul announced it would cease all advertising of its vaping devices. The privately held company controls nearly 70% of the U.S. retail market for e-cigarettes.
So, with the Major League Baseball playoffs in full swing, it looks like some baseball fans are not going to have so much time on their hands, but it looks like one Houston Astros fan is going to be paying extra attention to these playoffs.
Thanks, guys. Major League Baseball is heating up, but some fans are definitely more excited than others. Jim McIngvale, a 68-year-old mattress store owner from Houston, calls himself Mattress Mac and plans to put down at least $1.5 million on the Astros in New Jersey on Thursday. That's after wagering $3.5 million on the Stros in Mississippi earlier this week. In terms of MLB scores, the Tampa Bay Rays surged past the Oakland Athletics 5-1 yesterday in the American League Wild Card, advancing to the American League Divisional Series. They are set to take on the Astros in Houston tomorrow at 2:05 p.m. In National League action, the Washington Nationals eked out a victory over the Milwaukee Brewers 4-3 on Tuesday. The Nats advance to the National League Divisional Series and take on the LA Dodgers tonight in LA at 8:30 p.m. In local sports, Rockbridge County High School beat Fort Defiance High School last Friday 37-6. That brings their record this season to 4-1. The Wildcats will take on Spotswood High School tomorrow at home at 7 p.m. Perry McClure High School lost to Fort Chiswell High School last Friday 19-0. The Fighting Blues are looking to get their first win of the season tomorrow. They will face Roanoke Catholic High School on the road at 7 p.m. And we'll all be rooting for the Jennies this time around this weekend.
Well, absolutely, and what a great time early October is for sports. You got the MLB playoffs, NFL season's in full swing, NBA and NHL are right around the corner, so great time for sports fans.
The Rockbridge YMCA is adding a splash of color to its after-school programs, and as Liza Moore reports, students are having a blast.
Thanks to a new partnership, the Buena Vista Arts Council is bringing art of all mediums to the Y After School program in Rockbridge County. Twice a week this fall, council volunteers have led art classes for children attending the after-school program at Enderley Heights Elementary in BV.
So we've done 3D hand drawings, we've done some salt paintings where we painted and then lined them with glue and then sprinkled salt over them so they kind of crystallize and come up. We've done some tempera stained glass paintings with cups as like a template and then watercolor in between that. And then today we did the paper paintings.
There's a Buena Vista Arts Council that I know people on the council. I know that they do great work and are trying to increase their presence. And so called them up and said, would you like to come do some art lessons with our kids? And they said yes, and it was just a perfect match.
The Rockbridge YMCA provides after-school programs at Central Elementary, Waddell Elementary, and Enderley Heights Elementary. Buses take the students from Mountain View Elementary and F.W. Kling Elementary to one of the 3 schools that offer the Y After School program. This is Enderley Heights' second year in the Y program.
I was there for tie-dye day, and one of the kids was so excited. He goes, I've never done tie-dye before.
Over 130 Rockbridge County elementary students take part in the Y After School program. The 10 students attending the Y program at Enderley Heights Elementary got a taste of art through the Y's partnership with the BV Arts Council. I'm at Fairfield Elementary, where the Y is opening its 4th after-school program on October 15th. Unlike the other after-school programs that are open 5 days a week, Fairfield's will be open 4 days a week.
So the exciting thing is once we start in Fairfield, we will have students from every area elementary school in our programs.
In Buena Vista, for the Rockbridge Report, I'm Liza Moore.
There is a waiting list for the after-school program at Central and Waddell Elementary, but Lapierre said the Y is always looking for volunteers so that they can take on more kids. That's all for the Rockbridge Report. Thanks for watching.
You can stay current with Rockbridge area news on our website, rockbridgereport.wlu.edu. Have a great evening.